Good evening, everybody. It's 9 o'clock. It's Friday. It's time for the What's on Joe Mind TeamStream. That's right. It's What's on Joe Mind. We are a fan cast about the world of G.I. Joe. How is everybody? I'm your host, Mike Irizarry. Joining us for the first time in about 46 months, home from the frozen north, the queen of G.I. Joe cosplay. It's Joe Colton, everybody.
Oh my God. Hi, everybody.
And she's been busy.
Can I show them?
You go by all means.
You better.
From there, I'm not done yet.
This is just the one room.
I mean,
like
this is
trees in here.
This is the main room, though. Yes.
This is the sunroom. The main room has another tree in it.
Oh yeah, yeah. This is by no means the only room with trees.
Tell me those are pre-lit trees.
The white one is not.
Okay.
All right, so most that.
In here, yes, most are. Yeah.
I mean, we know you're crazy, but we were starting to think maybe it was a different kind of crazy.
So I've also hung like icicle. it's my favorite holiday. So, and I'm late.
I would hope so. I hope there's nothing grander than this, right? I hope we don't just go buck wild for Easter, right? Just pastel everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yes.
Bunnies.
Stepping on bunnies.
Like the Paws egg people threw up.
Right. There was a house, it was a business actually in Arizona that put up, 8 billion Christmas lights. And we drove by it one time, and my sister-in-law Jess said, "Wow, it looks like Christmas threw up on that house." I gotta say,
it's close.
Yeah.
Wes was like, I didn't realize that I married the spirit of Christmas.
Most people have like one thing outside of work that they dedicate their lives to, but you've got Christmas, competitive eating, street drag racing, and G.I. Joe and cosplay.
Yeah, and roses now.
I didn't know roses was a thing.
Oh yeah. So during COVID, I was going stir crazy just working, and I was like cry screaming in the backyard. And a friend of mine, after I talked to the doctor, who said to me, "I'm surprised it's taking you this long to crack."
Oh,
that's
goodness.
A compliment.
I was like, "Great, what do I need to do? Like, I can't do this anymore." She's like, "It's a pandemic. You're gonna find something." And I was like, she said cosplay, and I was like, nowhere to go. I'll just keep making shit.
No, Instagram only takes you so far on that one.
And then roses.
So it's gardening, to be clear, right?
Yes.
Okay, because when you first said roses, my vision was that you have a rose collection.
I do.
Slowly like in a closet somewhere, like slowly.
No. So I started with one rose. I started with one rose, and now I have like 27 roses.
Okay.
And on December 6th, I'm ordering specifically old English roses that have been they've been grafted onto like newer roses to help them grow and stuff. Like at 9 a.m. I'm part of this like rose club.
All right.
And vegetable garden, like.
Yeah, well, now I understand why you can't make the show some weeks, right? You got a lot going on.
There's some weeks she's got to spend Friday night at 9 on the What's on Rose Mind show.
Oh, boo!
Also joining us this evening, former head of the marketing for the G.I. Joe brand at Hasbro.
Yeah.
That's the Hot Show, Mark Weber.
I really, yeah. And what do I got? I got a shade covering up the window, so you don't see the mean streets of Barrington, Rhode Island.
We got a countdown timer waiting for kids to run in the background.
Right. Let's see if I can make that happen. Right. Let's see if I can summon the biz by counting to 3. 1, 2, 3.
What?
And there she goes.
Oh no!
Oh, a glimpse.
There you go. I got a kid
rare
collection.
sighting.
I got a kid collection. Not that rare, really. It's just,
Yeah, not so much. You've missed a lot.
you
So-
really got to scream.
Showed her face on
No,
camera.
no. She would though. Of the 3, she would. Derek, my son might, but he'd be like, "Man, what's up?" But Mrs. Weber, no, that's
Not happening.
No, that'll be a really rare one. But yeah, Elizabeth will, if properly motivated. Yeah.
She's an actress, after all.
Yeah. She's all into drama. Well, she's in middle school. It's all drama, right?
Yeah, that life is drama. Yes.
Right. You can't believe what this girl said today.
It's like
Mark, you be careful.
I mean, honestly, it's like being in toy fandom.
Right. She goes. Well, both of them go to a pretty small private Christian school.
Yeah.
So there's a little less drama. But when your class only has like 12 people in it,
Oh.
it's kind of hard to avoid anybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do they when they is middle school? Yeah. Do they switch classes to anything? Like, do they?
Yeah. All 12 of them.
Oh,
Mark
together
off.
they
There
move
goes,
around.
There goes
Oh.
the 7th grade.
Sorry.
There you go.
So when I was going to school, you would have 25 to 30 kids.
Yeah.
And when you would go to like art class or something, or like half the class would choose art, the other class would do home ec, you would mix the classes. So there would be more than one 7th grade.
Okay. Yeah. We're not that size.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Someday.
Cool.
I graduated in a class of 628, so
Yeah.
we were all over the place.
Yeah.
I went to the largest high school in the state of Indiana.
Oh, wow.
Anyways, yeah. So if you're watching us on YouTube tonight, sure, go ahead, give our video a like, share us wherever you want. Go ahead, go down below and leave a comment on the big comment line. If you are catching us on Facebook, go ahead and leave us some kind of an indicator that you're here. Give us a thumbs up, give us a heart, give us a little huggy guy. We love little huggy guy. And that lets Facebook know that you're paying attention to us and gets us some circulation because Lord knows Facebook's kind of garbage for that these days. So the only thing that determines if we get seen is you guys hitting a button. Doesn't matter what the heck I do. I don't have enough. We don't have enough of an ad budget for me to get us actually visible.
Yeah.
Even to the 2,200 people that follow our page.
I'm not going to name names, but somebody blew the budget on Christmas trees.
Yeah. Somebody had to get elves.
Joe, I've been debating whether or not to break this to you, but I think now's the right time.
Okay.
Santa is not a red ninja. You don't need all.
I thought you were gonna say he's not real and be like,
No, he's real. But he's not a ninja.
no,
Not a red ninja. So you aren't obligated
to collect him.
to collect all of them.
He's not an official red ninja, I think.
No.
But he is a red ninja of sorts.
We have one good one at our house that we like. And every time Christmas season, I come down and I look to see if Joe came and got it yet. Like, oh, wrong house. You've been drafted. Come join the Santa Nation.
Dun dun dun.
Yes.
Well, where do you put Elf on a Shelf there, Colton? What's up with that?
I don't have an elf on the shelf. Well, no, I do. I got him last year. I ordered him. He moves around the house every day. Pick a new spot.
That's a good question for Joe Self. No, the swear jar does not pay for Joe Colton's Christmas. That the swear jar is we're kind of in compiling mode. We're trying to upgrade equipment first, but maybe after that we can move on to a Joe Colton Santa project in time for next year's Christmas.
Don't do that.
That's good idea.
It's no, it's not going to happen. So, anyways, thanks for joining us. If you're here with us live, thanks for joining us. If you're watching us on tape delay, we love you all the same. So, first thing, since we got a lot in news, we're going to actually roll into the community calendar first off. And we'll get some folks who are getting together this holiday season out of the way first. And that, of course, starts off with the SoCal Joe Show and Toy Convention. That is tomorrow at the Embassy Suites in Temecula, California. Early bird admission starts at 8 o'clock a.m. Good luck with that. $10 if you want early bird. General admission from 10 to 3 is $5. You can check them out on Facebook, SoCal Joe Show, and you'll get all the details there. They've got exclusives. It's going to be a great G.I. Joe room. They've done this a number of times in the past. I think this is the 10th or the 12th or something like that. So if you're out on the West Coast, down in Southern California way, here you go. You guys are always complaining that there's never any shows. Well, here's a show.
Mm-hmm. And you just take the 123 over to the 404 and take that all the way up to El Segundo.
Oh, every time.
And then get off at Alhambra and go all the way down to Redondo Beach, and it's on your left.
Every time.
By the way, I'm looking at the pricing over there. Do they really mean 8 to 10 a.m. cost you $10, and then they kick you out?
No.
Shouldn't that be 8 to 3 p.m.?
But Rack Time Rob is correct. The 5th is Sunday, not tomorrow. So it's Sunday morning before I send people out to Temecula on the 20.
Yeah.
It's Sunday morning. So Sunday morning at 8 a.m. That is a double good luck.
$10 for 2 hours seems kind of steep.
No, that's. I don't think that's it. I think $10 to get in at 8, and you get to stay till 3.
Well, that'd be a little more representative, I think. But if they kick you out at 10 and then you got to pay $5 to get back in,
no, you got to pay $5 to leave.
Oh, that's a good deal.
And so also we've got the Alamo City Toy Show. This is on December 11th, 2021. And
That's
this
my birthday.
It is your birthday. That is a week from tomorrow. That is next Saturday. We got to figure out what to do for the show for that one, don't we?
Big birthday blowout.
That is out San Antonio way in Live Oak, Texas. Also on Facebook, you can check out the Alamo City Toy Show there and get all the details. They've got tickets at the door for however much. And again, check it out on Facebook. Get the details from them directly. We're just here to let you know about it. We do our best.
I think Joe should get in free.
I don't know if that works out. I don't think you just get in on a birthday. I think Joe Colton should get in free regardless.
Hmm.
I mean, she's Joe Colton. She's the queen of G.I. Joe cosplay.
They should come sing to her then.
She doesn't show up dressed like Harley Quinn, so she doesn't have to pay triple. Because we remember Mike's rule of cosplay. If you cosplay as Harley Quinn or the Joker, you pay triple.
And Deadpool.
Oh yeah, I guess he is on that list. Yeah, definitely.
You don't even have to work that hard to pull off a Deadpool, right?
Yeah.
Come on.
El Segundo.
I left my wallet in El Segundo.
Well, it's easy to get it back. You just take the
Yeah.
And new to the community calendar this week, it's G.I. Joe Winterfest 2.
Wow.
That is going to happen on January 15 in the new year.
Is this a new con?
It's the second one, so it's a recent con. But this is the Kentucky G.I. Joe Club. They are old hat to the con game. They just haven't done a winter show very often. Normally they do a summer show as well. This one's in Louisville, Kentucky, at the Hilton Garden Inn near the Louisville Airport. You can check out for more details at kygijo.com/winterfest. For more details, I can vouch for these guys. Always a solid dealer room with the Kentucky GI Joe Club. I know our friends at Roma Collectibles will be there at least. So, but
is that too far for you to drive, Mike?
No, Louisville's in about 2.5 hours. It's like driving to Cincinnati.
Oh,
Yeah,
not
okay.
too bad.
It's not bad at all. It's all interstate. So
You just take the 95 to.
I take 70.
You take that all the way down?
I do. That's Charlie's birthday on January 15th. Well, happy birthday, Charlie. I'm sure this is going to come up again, so we're going to wish Charlie a happy birthday 100 times between now and when it happens.
Yep.
Because this is like a month off. And community calendar is something we've been doing pretty consistently for a few weeks now.
It's really good because some people don't know about things happening in like other states, and they
Right.
look it up, and so.
Right. That was actually something I was seeing in a lot of spots online. Was that it was tough to get the word out because again, Facebook really sucks.
Yeah.
If you're having an event and trying to promote it, and I hope they hear that.
Stop.
Right.
Good.
As we simulcast on Facebook. So if you have a show for the community calendar, if you have a convention that you think we need to know about, if you are promoting a convention yourself, by all means, let us know. Email here at whatsonjoemind@gmail.com. We're happy to get it up on the calendar for you. If you have a graphic you want us to use, go for it. Send it all along. We will do the best we can.
Just be careful of Destro's head. We'll call you out, man. If you squeeze Arthur, I'm going to let you know.
Your Photoshop will be graded by the honcho, so just be aware. Be aware. And we're gonna do this early tonight too, so I remember to do it. But let's take a minute here and get a word in from our sponsor.
We buy, sell, and trade vintage and modern toys. G.I. Joe, Star Wars, Transformers, Marvel, DC, and more. Located in beautiful downtown Kokomo, Indiana, we are open every Wednesday through Saturday from 12 to 5. It's a theme park of nostalgia. Join the thousands of people who have traveled from all over the Midwest for over a decade to buy and sell with us. Get your geek on.
They get you that time, Mark?
No, they're never getting me again.
All right.
No, I know how to ride those levels. I worked in radio, damn it.
I mean, if there was more I could do about it, I'd do something, but I can't, so I don't.
I'm not complaining about it. I was more disappointed in myself. Because the first time, that's on them. But the second time, that's on you. Because my headphones are pretty jacked, right? Like, I don't want to miss a word either of you say. So I'm, they're pretty much banging in the eardrums here. And then I get a lightsaber pop. Need that.
That's good times. So Joe Colton, where you been the last couple of weeks?
So I've been doing a lot of working and I needed time off. And then I also went up to Canada and it took me 2 weeks to set that up properly. Well, it took me 6 hours on the phone trying to get some credit to use some of our credit to go up there, but another ticket to come back. And then we had to do tests and join apps and fill out forms, and like it was awful, but it was good. It was good. We stayed for a couple days. Wes posted a video. I had called my mom on a video chat. We use WhatsApp, and they're talking to me about outside. And like I'm waiting for them. I'm like, just show me outside, and they try and come out, but they're putting on the jacket. My mom's showing me her new coat, and I was like, coat's wonderful. Come outside. I don't care about your coat. So They opened the door and they did not understand what was happening. My dad was like looking for the car. My mom was like, I thought you were going to Home Depot because I had told her. So we left here at 7 a.m., landed in LaGuardia, and then had like an hour to get to the next flight. And she was calling repeatedly. And so I was like, Mom, listen, we're like trying to get like Christmas stuff out. And like, I got to call you back. We got to go to Home Depot and get lights. She's like, you won't find any. They're all out everywhere. Go to Walmart or something. Plus they're expensive. And I'm like, oh. So get on another flight, get into Toronto. Yeah, told the Lyft driver, no, the Uber driver, used Uber up there because they don't have Lyft up there. Used Uber, what my plan was, and he was like all in. He's like, yes, this is great. Customs was so nice. Everything's touchless. I did do something that confused the customs person. I was so nervous because I went on my American passport and like with Wes for the first time, we flew into Toronto. And I haven't flown with him into another country before. And so we've only done Uber. Yes, Uber. I won't.
Please don't edit.
So we go through the machine stuff, and the machine like lifts, takes a picture of you and says, proceed to the customs person. So we get to the customs agent. She starts asking me questions, and then she checks like all my answers compared to what she's asking me. And she's like, so what are you doing here? And I said, well, I'm here to see my parents. I haven't seen them in like 2 years because of the pandemic. I said, and I got married. So like, I want them to see my new husband. And she's like, why not the old husband? I was like, no, you don't understand. And like, Wes is dying. She's dying. He's like, I thought I was the only one. Like him and her are like going back and forth. And I was like, what? No, no, they knew him. They just like, he's my new husband now. And like, they should see him as the husband. The woman's like, it's okay.
I believe the term is giving you the business.
Yes. Oh yeah, I got it. Wes was just, he's like, what? I would have liked to know what happened to the old husband. Like, should I get life insurance?
He's good at that, you know.
Yeah.
That's why we liked the wrist lock from day one.
Yes.
Yep.
So we told the customs lady the plan of surprising my parents, and she was so excited. So, but on the way back, the American customs guy, I was trying to show him my vaccination card. He's like, I'm not a doctor. Why are you showing me that? And I was like, clearly, coming back home where no one gives a shit. Like,
remember, if you want to back the Joe Colton swear jar, our coffee or Ko-Fi or whatever we want to pronounce it, that address is down below.
it's just funny.
We really haven't had to plug that for a couple of weeks. But
Sorry.
now that Joe is back, now we're rolling again.
Twice in one night already.
What do you say we go to the news? All right. And first news item, unfortunately, not a happy news item, as Will Ryan has passed away. And this is going back to, this happened, I think, the same night, the last time we did TeamStream. So, but actor Will Ryan, who lent his voice talents to portraying Mutt, Footloose, and Rock and Roll on G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, passed away November 19 after a brief battle with cancer, according to The Hollywood Reporter. Born May 21, 1949 in Cleveland, Ohio, Will Ryan started as a songwriter with Disney, who then got the opportunity to voice several of the characters he wrote songs for. His screen debut was as Rabbit in 1983's Winnie the Pooh and a Day for Eeyore. In 1983, he provided the voice for Willie the Giant as the Ghost of Christmas Past in Mickey's Christmas Carol. He would be the only actor to portray Willie until his passing, and the Disney folks made sure to note that made him the longest standing single character in the library. Mr. Ryan worked on dozens of other projects for Disney, including Welcome to Pooh Corner, The Wuzzles, The Adventures of the Gummy Bears, Dumbo Circus, the original DuckTales, and others. In addition to G.I. Joe, Mr. Ryan's non-Disney work included The Adventures of Teddy Ruxpin, Courage the Cowardly Dog, and Hi Hi Puffy Amiyumi, among others. Will Ryan is perhaps most famously remembered as the voice of Petri the pterodactyl. In 1988's children's classic, The Land Before Time. In addition to his television and movie work, Will Ryan was accomplished in other fields. He was nominated for a Primetime Emmy in 1998 for Outstanding Children's Program as a writer and executive producer for The Wubbleless World of Dr. Seuss. He portrayed over 100 characters on Adventures in Odyssey, a children's radio program, and recorded 5 albums as the lead for Will Ryan and the Cactus County Cowboys, 2 of which were certified gold. Somehow, he also found time to attend the 2012 G.I. Joe Collectors Club convention in New Orleans. As with many of his contemporaries, we could list Will Ryan's projects and accomplishments for hours and still not cover everything. The What's on Joe Mind team passes along its sincerest condolences to Will's family, friends, peers, and countless fans. He was 72.
That's a lot of work, right? Like, it's
Yeah.
funny when you get into, there are some people who are voice actors and that's their thing, right? But wow. That's
Yeah,
fun.
I mean, it was very much his thing too, but good Lord, he did a lot of it. He was still rolling.
And the one that leaped off the page to me is Willie the Giant, right? I can hear that voice right now. So
yeah, I mean, for me, is the voice that jumps off the page is Mutt, because I've been watching those cartoons like crazy lately.
Yeah.
but
I didn't realize he released 5 albums. Like,
yeah. Apparently, he was very successful.
Yeah.
But next news item. This is a rumor, so take it with a huge grain of salt. But according to articles on comic site Bleeding Cool, publisher IDW is expected to lose the rights to publishing G.I. Joe comics in summer 2022.
Does that mean we'll get an issue over 20?
Maybe. Bleeding Cool's founder, Rich Johnson, first leaked this item in a solicitation listing, first published on November 29, stating that the rumor was prevalent at this year's San Diego Comic-Con, which IDW passed on attending, like many large publishers. IDW has not responded to the rumor. In defense of Bleeding Cool, they did break the news when IDW is losing both the rights to their all-ages friendly Marvel Action Comics line, which features Marvel heroes, and their all-ages friendly Star Wars books, which were snapped up by Dark Horse in the last couple of months. So, big grain of salt, but there are some dots to connect, I guess. Losing all ages books is not the same as losing G.I. Joe or Transformers, which they also reported. But at the same time, you could argue that since they tried that shared universe, IDW hasn't moved the needle a whole lot with Hasbro properties.
that shared universe stuff, though, that was pretty good, wasn't it?
No,
Fine.
no, didn't like it at all.
Okay.
Some of it was good. Some of it, I can give or take it.
Some of it
Great
wasn't.
idea by a brilliant man, though.
For me, some of it wasn't terrible, and some of it was very terrible.
Yeah, it's very
but
good.
none of it was good.
None of it was good.
None of
Okay.
it was
Okay, fair enough.
So, yeah,
I know a guy who works on those books.
but that's not to say that again, the idea is one thing, but the execution was something else. That's not to say they haven't done good things before and after on all of those properties.
Mm-hmm.
Even since then, Paul Aller's G.I. Joe book was critically acclaimed and sold pretty well, and the Transformers book restarted, but it's again gotten some good reviews and has sold fairly well for them again since then. But it just getting people to read them is something else.
Mm-hmm.
But anyhow, so that's that. So take it big grain of salt. There's nothing to substantiate this, but it's making the rounds, so we needed to address it. Lord knows we've played that unsubstantiated information from sources game. I think we played it a little bit more upfront with folks than Bleeding Cool did. But what can you do? Anyways, next news item.
Do, 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 do.
Hey, who's this guy?
And his buddy.
Right? This was just a little snippet from the Book of Boba Fett trailer, but it looks like Tatooine's got a case of night creepers
In the daytime.
Right.
I hope you laughed just like that when you saw it.
I did. It was just kind of it came across the screen and I was like, what? Is that what? And then almost instantly, I got a message from Dave Tree. It said, "Did you see the night creepers?" yeah, I did.
Did you see it?
When they run around at noon on Tatooine,
Yeah.
under both suns, yeah, we saw them.
Yeah, the Empire's got deep pockets if they're hiring Cobra. That's all I'm saying.
Man, maybe send the night creepers out at night. I'm just saying.
At
Anyways,
least you get a good look at their costumes in the day. You can make them.
Yeah, send Aleph. What is it, Aleph? Send Aleph a note. Night creepers, better on night ops.
circle it.
Night. It's in the name.
I just want to talk to my supervisor about getting moved to the night shift, maybe. We sent out 12 of us, and only me and Fred came back.
Right.
That Boba Fett guy's nasty.
He's mean.
He's 60.
He's
now
mean.
he's meaner. He's older, but he's grumpy.
He's finally capable of avoiding the Sarlacc pit.
Yes, disintegrations. Yep.
He's grumpy.
So next news item.
Doot, 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 doot.
And the Eagle Force
Woo!
40th anniversary crowdsourcing finished up while we were away. They wound up the Big Bad Toy Store campaign ended with 15 of the stretch goals being met, and they did so well that Big Bad Toy Store said, "Hey, what the heck? Let's just get all of them going." So that was 20 stretch goal figures were added. They are available now for pre-order at Big Bad Toy Store. They are $26.99 each. Expected delivery in the second quarter of 2023. And again, that's bigbadtoystore.com, where you can find some of the OGs like Gorgills and Leon Kelly and Frank Walsh and all the others that we took a look at with Bill Murphy a few weeks ago. And order them all to your heart's content.
Mm.
They're up there for you. So good job to everybody who helped us get the word out and ordered and made this the big success that it was. And so it got to be an even bigger success later. So kudos to the buying public and to Bill and all the folks at Fresh Monkey Fiction.
Yep. Very nice.
Next news item.
Doot, 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 doot.
Hey, have you seen this? That's right. It's another stop with the HasLab Skystriker project. That number is probably old at this point, but when I last checked about 90 minutes ago, it was about 6,400 backers out of the 10,000 backer goal. There's still a little over 4 days to go. You know what? I'm going to jump over to that site real quick just to get a number.
I'm doing it right now.
Racing. Who's going to get there first?
It's
I'm
about
not
the same.
doing it.
It's about the same.
Yeah, 6,477 as it stands right now, with 4 days, 2.5 hours to go. That's all right.
Make it.
It's all right.
If only
It's always
they
that
could-
last. It's that last couple of days that always sinks or swims.
If only they could find some way to jazz it up, to really kick in the afterburners on this thing.
Right. Well, of course, the project will include, cloth parachutes and removable seats for the pilot and co-pilot. We've got Ace, and we've got Lieutenant Wayne Ruthel, and we've got some maintenance vehicles there. One's a refueling thing, and the other's got an armament hauler. And of course, there's the Skystriker on its base with lots of display features and some playability there. And of course, at We've got some stretch goals. We got Pilot Scarlet if we get to 13,000 units. And we got Night Force Ripcord at 16,000 units. And then if we get to 18,000 units, we get the pit crew there, consisting of Specialist E4 French Mustard Golden and Specialist E5 Heinz Ketchup Hunt. So we can make those happen at 18,000 units.
So ketchup outranks mustard.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, seems legit.
Of course it does. Of course it does.
Okay.
And then, of course, revealed today, the COBRA hack. And we can see some of the COBRA logos on the Skystriker graphic here. And that was really neat. And it got an entertaining little film up there. And they've added these 3 figures to the basic package. So these guys show up if we get to 10,000 units sold. And that is a COBRA commander. It's a swivel arm guy with the Mickey Mouse logo. It's a pilot, which is just a COBRA trooper with ungloved hands like they used to be on the old Sunbow cartoon. And then a COBRA tech guy who for some reason has a mortar, but whatever, I don't care. He's a COBRA tech guy. And he, this shows up at 10,000. So these are, for everybody who is complaining about the cost. I mean, that cost, whatever cost analysis you were doing, first off, it was wrong to begin with. But it's really wrong now because now there's 5 figures involved just at the funding level, in addition to this brand new jet and all this great stuff that goes with it.
How much is it going for again?
It is $229.99 if you pledge it for 1 unit. And again, currently at 6,400 plus. Anyways, Mark Weber, you're the pro here.
Yeah.
We're getting down to the end of this campaign. What's your thoughts on what we could have done differently, perhaps, to maybe pump those numbers up a little bit?
I think overall the problem here with what they've done is that they put out 3 Kickstarters at the exact same time, all big ticket ones, right? Now they're all kind of big ticket, but I don't know, especially with Joe. Well, I guess Joe and Star Wars Ghostbusters all at the same time, and there's got to be some crossover.
Yeah.
Fans. So I know a guy at Hasbro who worked really hard on the Cookie Monster Kickstarter not Kickstarter, but HasLab project that they had, and they put it out at the exact same time as a different one, and the Sesame Street one didn't fund, but it didn't really help that they had 2 different things, not just for splitting the wallet spend, but for what they're pushing. When they only have 1 up at a time, they can market that and push that through their PR. They're 1 item. It's all 1 focused push for something that's, a little, usually, always, I guess, a little too expensive to go to standard retail. So putting 3 out at the same time, I don't know. It just seems,
Disney.
Yeah, I don't want to say arrogant because, it may have just been an oversight, but it wasn't. I don't think it was the best idea to drop 3 at the same time that are all focused on, cover your ears, Joe, mainly boy collectors from back then. So you're kind of hitting one audience 3 times for 3 big ticket items. And I love that they're going back to O-rings. I think that's great. But I would have tied this in with an actual O-ring program, right? And said, this is the crown jewel of this return of the O-rings. So I think that's a bit of a mix. I know a lot of people have been waiting for a classified something. That's the line that's been succeeding at actual retail. So there's another thing you could have done. And I love the Skystriker. I love Ace. But most of those vehicles have been good over the years. The iterations of the Skystriker have been pretty well received. And they're just generally good toys. I think where they missed the boat here is not doing something that you could never get before. And it's not my idea. Lots of guys have said it online. But that COBRA transport helicopter, I think they call it the Aspid, that you saw in the cartoon that's never been done. Think about that instead of this. Even if it's the same exact price, it's still all new tooling. That one doesn't require any level of licensing, even though I know they already had an agreement with Northrop Grumman for their Transformers Maverick project. That one doesn't require any kind of license, so you can take that off and help bring the price down, or keep the price where it is and enjoy more profit. But if it's a troop transport, it's pretty much a hollow helicopter. It doesn't need a whole lot of plastic to pull it off. And if you're doing a troop transport, you could have done a group of troopers to go inside it and sell that not as part of this, but sell that at the same time through Hasbro Pulse and say, buy as many 4 troopers, 1 officer packs as you want. If you made new O-ring troop builders available at the same time as the troop transport, I just think there's a lot there. And that's not to slam the Skystriker, because I like it and I was in on day one. But I think if it's fan focused, there were strings they didn't pluck that they could have to make this a little more can't miss to a collector community.
So yeah, I'm gonna disagree a little bit there, because if you're asking me if I'm gonna want a fighter jet versus a transport helicopter, I mean, I'm taking fighter jet 10 out of 10 just for display value and play value. Like, I mean, the troop helicopter is nice. It's certainly a whole, but if you're trying to launch a whole new O-ring revival here, I don't see the Aspid as being the first centerpiece thing to make for it, right?
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe it wouldn't have worked had it been tied to a full launch, but done as this is all a collector play.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, fighter jet beats helicopter, unless it's fighter jet you probably already have, and helicopter that's never been made and that got decent play in the cartoon and in the comic book. I think if it's a collector play, the thing they've never had versus the third version of something, I don't think that's even an argument.
Yeah.
I was gonna agree with Mark on doing it the same time as 2 other lines that are boy focused. Disney does it well because the big years own everything basically, but you can have like Disney Princess Castles at the same time as like limited doll editions, at the same time as Stitch dolls. Like, those are very different collectors, but they all collect Disney things. But you have an investment of your fans in the idea of that life, that Disney happiness. Whereas like you've got Transformers, Ghostbusters, and G.I. Joe. That Ghostbusters pack, I'm not a diehard Ghostbusters fan, but that Ghostbusters pack looked like chef's kiss. And like you said, we have so many of these, and they were done well, and they've retained, like, not a lot of them have broken that we already have. So like, why? Like, it's great that they're doing it. Like, I like it, but also like 10,000 units, like maybe 5 would have been great. Like, then you would have reached your goal and then some. I don't know.
I don't think 5,000 is a viable number for something that's got as many pieces as that one does.
Well,
if you're asking me, I think the problem with, I don't know if 3 concurrent campaigns is a problem on its own, but 3 concurrent campaigns in December is kind of a problem. There's always, we're in kind of an insulated community, right? Like, we're here online and we get inside a bubble and we forget that there's people that have nothing to do with that bubble. And really we forget that most people have nothing to do with that bubble. Most fans have nothing to do with that bubble. So I don't know if, like when we start asking around and none of our friends are getting in on something, we tend to think that that's the end all be all, but it's really not. I think there's plenty of folks around that only do G.I. Joe, and there's plenty of folks around that only do Star Wars, and there's plenty of folks that only do Ghostbusters or only do them to this degree. for everything to get funded if we're happening in June or July. Right.
Yeah.
But I think when we're doing it right on top of Christmas and the holidays, I think that's the one miss in all of this is stacking
COVID,
it.
right?
Still stacking it on top of the
money problems still. So some people do, right? Like there's people that have been out of work or not, or moved or whatever. Like there's expenses during Christmas. I wonder why they couldn't do like one month pack, the Ghostbusters pack, next month the Skystriker, the next month, like once a month have something, so you have 12 items every year.
I mean, that Ghostbusters pack, I'll be honest, it's not, they're not selling it to me. I am at best a casual Ghostbusters fan.
Right.
I love those movies, but I don't really buy the stuff so much. But it doesn't even have the proton. It doesn't even have the wand.
Yeah.
It's just the pack. And from what I understand, those packs are so expensive to build that getting something that's movie accurate was the draw there, even at $300 or $400. So a lot of times what these guys and girls have already put aside in the budget, like it was like finding that money. So it's kind of a different animal there, but it also forces you to buy that wand, which is another $150.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. I don't want this to turn into a downer segment.
No.
I think we should really spend some time trying to talk up the extras. So I was surprised by this. I thought it was a pretty neat little curveball. And then they have a video up on the Hasbro Pulse site, and it's just 2 minutes long. Check it out after we're done tonight, of Cobra Commander stepping in, calling the Joes fools, and saying that he's going to turn the tables for once by saving the day. So watch that. It's an entertaining 2 minutes if you're ever going to stop and watch a 2-minute commercial with recycled animation. But what do you guys think about these extras getting tossed into the mix? Not just the 3 figures, but the extra decals to make a Cobra fighter.
I mean, when we did the San Diego Comic-Con Crimson Rattler, we included a bunch of extra stickers, so you could have made it a Joe plane if you wanted, or Power Glide from the Transformers because it was a Transformers crossover set, or you could make it a Crimson Rattler if you want. So I like that. It certainly doesn't hurt. I can't imagine anybody making the gray Skystriker into a Cobra plane. So it's a cool throw-in, I guess. It doesn't cost them much. The figures are the pull, right? These are, and I guess my only real question is, did they already have these in the hopper a little bit, and then they decided we're going to add them to the Skystriker to try to get it over the finish line? Or is this
I'm pretty confident this was always the plan.
Okay.
Like you don't just whip these up out of nothing, right?
Yeah, it's probably true. It would be it would take a lot to get it done quickly. So maybe this was always the plan. The one thing and I love it. I love what they did. I think it's great. I hope it funds. And a lot of people are mentioning this in the comments. We don't want this not to fund and to have the higher ups at Hasbro go, well, G.I. Joe obviously doesn't work at HasLab, or the O-ring thing isn't as hot as we'd hoped. So, I think there is a fear that there will be repercussions to the brand as a whole, or on a whole, if this doesn't fund. But I like everything they've done here, except on the page itself to use, and I realize this is in Cobra Commander's voice, so fine, but to finish this fiasco on your project that's not funding in giant, like 24 point type, bolded, and then underneath it, to wrap it up, it says, and I quote, "Finally, an offering worth backing." Ooh.
I think they're just enjoying the meta nature of what's going on.
Yeah, I get that, but if you're a suit there and you aren't familiar with the brand and you don't understand what they're doing, that's really something to run it, to scroll down and see finish this fiasco and finally an offering worth backing. Okay. Oh, and the other thing, the fact that it's at least the Cobra Trooper is very Sunbow. Given that they're licensing out Sunbow to Super 7, and all of Super 7's stuff has to stay within those guardrails, we think. Feels like, I mean, it's their property. I don't know if you can call it double dipping, but if I were Sunbow, I'd bristle a little, or not Sunbow, if I were Super 7, I'd bristle a little bit at this. So, whoa. You told us to stay in these lanes because they're ones you're not using right now. And before their first even product has even hit shelves, they already have some of their own Sunbow accurate stuff. It's a little dicey.
I mean, that putting hands on that, painted hands on the Cobra Trooper it's a nod to Sunbow more than it is a Sunbow thing, right? Like it's still got all the pockets and knives and things that the Sunbow Cobra never had.
Yeah, and if that's all it is, then fine. It's a pebble in the pond, right?
Right.
But if you're Super 7, I don't know, especially with the whole bat thing, unless, and we don't know this, unless they knew that a classified bat and a really good one was coming out at pretty much the same time.
I'm pretty confident they knew.
If they knew, fine, then that's on them. But
I mean, look, the original release date, excuse me, the original release date on that bat was supposed to be now.
Yeah.
So they'd have known that was coming.
Maybe.
And the new bat is very similar to the one that they did, but there's some differences there. So it's got the panel covering and all the extra stuff. So it's different.
Yeah, it's not straight apples to apples, but that was something when I was on the Transformers team we loved. And to be clear, I'm not comparing Super 7 to the third party guys overseas, but we loved it when the overseas guys who were stealing IP had something big planned and we had the same guy coming out. Because we knew ours would be more stable. We knew ours would be much cheaper. And we knew that the second we dropped ours, the pre-orders for theirs would go in the toilet. And we loved doing that when we could make it happen. But again, if it's a licensed partner, that's not the kind of thing you want.
And Phil Donnelly from the gallery says has an important point that the Super 7 Ultimates are produced to order, so they're only making as many as have been pre-ordered.
Right.
So there's a point to that too.
But if you order from Super 7, you can't cancel your pre-order. So the people who pre-ordered bats through Super 7, when they saw there was a classified bat coming out, there ain't nothing they can do about it. People who ordered through, I bet Big Bad Toy Store saw a lot of canceled Super 7 bats the day the classified bat got announced, because they're $50 each, right? If you find out a better looking one that is an inch shorter, true, but half the price is coming out.
I mean, if buying the Super 7 bat simply because you don't think a classified bat is coming strikes me as a moment of panic.
I mean, gotten.
I mean, regardless of whatever the Snake Eyes movie did, right? Mm-hmm. Classified has been a real solid seller for these guys, so they're gonna, like, that line's gonna keep going for a while. Mm-hmm. Like, you have to have just no confidence in how things are going, and at that point, you're like, I can't feel that bad for you if you're that bad at reading the tea leaf.
And it may well be that they knew and went, fine, we'll do a bigger one and we'll get ours out first, and ours will be Sunbow, so it'll be a little different. They may well have known that. We don't really know. But in my experience, there wasn't a lot shared with other companies who were trying to license your stuff. But also, when I was there, we weren't letting anybody make figures or vehicles at scale, right?
Sure.
So it was a little different. If someone wanted to make their Storm Shadow whatever hoodie, and we had a figure coming out, that was a good thing, right? But this is new because they really have never licensed Joe figures out beyond the Sideshow Big Boys, right? And those are such a different animal that it didn't really matter.
Joe Colton, get in here. What's your thoughts on the extras?
I like them a lot. I think it's a good deal. I thought it was a good deal before, but I forgot what the price was. But now it's like even better.
$229.99.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting 3 figures. If they were gonna do it, I thought maybe 1 or 2. But
yeah, I mean now it's 5 if you count
Ace
now
it's 5,
and
right.
Wayne Ruthel. It's 5.
Yeah.
Plus the jet, plus the refuel cart, plus the armament cart. So
yeah,
there's lots of stuff here. But like, did this
I didn't get one. I did not order one.
Okay.
I don't have it. My thing is, one, it's Christmas.
And you have to buy 86 trees.
And I had to buy 86 trees. I had we're doing Christmas, friends Christmas. We're going back to Canada hopefully for Christmas if
Good
the
Lord.
variant allows. I have other expenses that this has to be put on the back burner.
It's a bad year for you in that regard.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All around it's bad, right? So we have house stuff that's happening all of a sudden, and I'm like, okay, something's got to give, and I want one, but it's just not in the cards.
Yeah, again, bad month.
Yeah,
making the point from earlier. If they had run this over the summer or even in the
springtime.
Yeah,
totally. Or even if they ran it early first quarter of next year. That would have been great, getting ready for spring. Sure.
But just not in your budget right now.
It's beautiful. Okay. I don't know, I can't justify it.
Well, I mean, it's not like you can just leave Wes in Canada. Yeah. Well, sorry, honey, we can only afford a one-way ticket for you.
Right.
But we had to eat. And I needed a Skystriker.
Yeah.
And we had to water all these trees.
Mark, did this get you to bump your commitment up, or
no?
You were in for one before.
Yeah, I was in for one, and even though with a basic trooper, I like to get 3, but that's not happening.
That's a lot.
Not to get those guys. I mean, it is an interesting point because they're selling a Snake Eyes Storm Shadow O-ring 2-pack for $40. So $20 a figure is the new going rate, which seems like a little bit ridiculous, but okay. Hey, it's 5 figures in this, right? Now at the regular without any stretch goals. So there's $100 in figures going by that math already. So then you've got the jet and all this extra stuff for $129. Yeah, all right. Yeah. I mean, I was in already. I thought it was a little bit of a stretch, but I love the Skystriker. I was always an ace guy, and I think it's potentially damaging to the brand overall if it doesn't fund. So yeah, I'm in for one, but. Man, they'd have to add an Interrogator and Thunder and Stealer to get me to buy 2.
Maybe. And somehow Stalker. And then
and then I'm in. And Rakondo, because everyone loves Rakondo.
Fuck that guy.
So if you're interested again in the if you got a couple extra bucks laying around, be sure to fill up that swear jar.
Right. Well, and it looks like this has had it looks like there's been a jump today, right? Today and yesterday on this.
There has since that announcement got posted this morning. It's jumped a good 400.
Yeah,
close to 500. So I have a feeling that 10,000 is going to happen. I question stretch goals at this point.
Yeah, now kiss the stretch goals goodbye.
Yeah,
no way.
And
another thing, I almost forgot to say it, and I don't know that Hasbro was planning on this, but. There was also a gigantic Robo Skull.
I was dropped at the same time. Just took the words out of my mouth.
Okay, then you know what? I'm gonna shut up, and I'm gonna lob that ball up over the rim, and here comes Joe Colton on the breakaway.
There was a successful Robo Skull run. It went 6 times over the goal. and then can you top that? I don't know. That's tough. Because those stretch goals that they had were like it was just like bam, this, and then that, and you're like, oh, I want this and that and this and that, and you kept upping your stuff, and like there's only so much money in that wallet.
Yeah.
And they did get it out that much sooner.
Yeah.
I know it's not as visually iconic, and it probably would have cost more, but maybe you lose some of the extra tchotchkes and you don't have to license it at all. But I wonder if a whale would have done more. Less people have it, and
True.
more people need one, and they're impossible to part together, right?
Right.
Just wonder.
I would think that you might have more individual backers, but I think you'd have a lot fewer people backing multiples.
I think that's true. That's definitely true.
Like a whale, just snowballing. Let's say they throw Cutter in there and a couple other figures. $400.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that though, Mike. Even though there's more there, it feels like there's more there. That thing is completely hollow, right?
Yeah, but
there's
if you're gonna recreate the push button motor thing, that's a lot of parts, and it's a lot of short run parts, and it's a lot of labor and a lot of design.
Yeah, you know what? I forgot about the ejectable sled and the push motor, because I was thinking there's less actual gears in it than the Skystriker has, but it's probably about the same.
Yeah, the whale is I would say it's a much more complicated build than the Skystriker is. So I mean, it would be expensive. I'd say at least $349 if we were looking at a whale. So I think
I'm not sure. $299. I say $299 for a whale.
$299. Do I hear $320? Right. Going on twice. Anyways,
because they're paying. There's a license on this that I think a lot of people forget about, right? Because nobody's putting the Northrop Grumman stickers on it. Come on. I'll put no step all the way down the ring. How come nobody's made a no step shirt? Or maybe I'm just missing it. But I'd buy a shirt that said no step on it, like all the way around the
the cuff of the sleeve. Okay.
Yeah. No step. Coming soon from What's on Joe Mind.
Somebody designed that shirt. We got a T Public store.
Yeah.
Joe Colton, get on that.
No step, just across here, around.
A big one up, and then little ones ringing the sleeves.
What? Why so many?
I tossed that to Joe Colton because I've been asking her to do a Plug the Damn Show shirt for 2 years, and she hasn't done it.
The Skystriker, there were all sorts of planes mainly that came with like 8 billion no step stickers they wanted you to put on it. And I never did it as a kid, right? Like if you're on the G.I. Joe team and you think you can go diving board bounce off the flaps of the Skystriker, you deserve what's coming to you. Like that's some fumbles level G.I. Joe.
So you're probably against the curling irons or the hair dryers that say don't use while asleep.
Oh, I mean, I suppose.
Hey, Darwinism.
Yeah, exactly, right? You're just culling the herd.
Look, again, if the tag wouldn't be there if somebody hadn't done it.
Right.
So, again, it sounds like we're being negative here, but there's lots to love about this Skystriker.
Oh, yeah.
Don't bankrupt yourself for it. But if you have the money to spend on this is well worth your investment.
Yeah.
And now is the time. We are running out of that time. By the time we do the next team stream, this campaign will be over.
Mm-hmm.
So this is it. This is your chance. If you're in for one and you think you can do two, by all means. If you think you can flip one to somebody else later, go for it. Do it now. Again, don't bankrupt yourself. Don't do what you can't. But if you're just going to spend the money on something else dumb, well, this is not dumb, and this deserves your time and your effort. There we go. Road Pig John's got me.
There you
He's
go.
backing him times 3. There you go.
I mean, and now I don't know this for sure, but I know it was true on the sail barge, right? The second they get sent out, you can always, I don't know, I shouldn't say always, but I know it's true on the sail barge. You could sell it for a couple $100 profit right away.
Oh yeah, more than a couple hundred.
Yeah. So, and I'm pretty sure Unicron was there too.
I mean,
Not Omicron. Not Omicron. No one wants the Omicron.
Nobody wants
But
Omicron.
Unicron. Yeah.
Nobody wants Omicron. No.
No.
But the sail barge was $500, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I mean, I remember day one after that got finished, seeing folks pre-selling their doubles for $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
So that's right out of the gate, 100%. So, yeah. Investment possibilities, because somebody will come along later and want to get in on this that can't get in on it now. Yeah. Somebody will.
Now, look, to be clear, we're not telling you how to spend your money, but you should probably back this.
Again, if you have extra money, if you are fortunate enough to be in a position to spend $230 on adult collectible toys,
yeah,
this is a damn fine one to go.
Yeah,
put your money behind.
Now, if it's been a tough year and you're trying to make Christmas happen for your kids, if you're in deep to your bookie because you knew Ohio State just couldn't lose, if you're over leveraged because of your Christmas tree investments, maybe this isn't the toy for you.
Man, yeah. Ohio State, man. I don't know how you bet against them, but there it was.
I saw a guy on Monday walking around in a Steelers hat and a Oklahoma shirt the day after the Steelers fell into the grave and Oklahoma's guy left for USC. I'm like, did you just not change from yesterday?
Did you just give that guy a hug without saying anything?
No, I didn't want any part of that. I just look away.
There we go, pal. There, let it out.
I don't want to catch whatever he's got.
There you go.
Saddest guy on the cruise ship, just staggered around, just walking.
It was. Hey, look, Matt Rubin's touchy. Leave my Steelers alone. Look, man.
I'm a Steeler fan too, but that was.
I don't. I'm a Giants guy, so I don't want to hear any of you Steelers fans. I don't want to hear any of you Steelers fans moping around about 5-5-1.
I'm a Steeler fan, but that was a passing of the torch, right there.
It was a tough week.
Yeah.
It was a tough week. It was a tough week. So that's the news.
It's a lot of news. We're not using that much news.
It's a lot of discussion on the news.
Yeah.
And if anybody has a legitimate question about the Skystriker that we can perhaps answer, by all means, fire that one up. We'll do our best. We're not gonna argue with the live chat necessarily about the merits and demerits. We've put our arguments out there, so there you go. But I will say that I got a feeling this is going to happen. They should drop the purchase limit so dealers can buy more than 5. I think that's how this is going to get funded.
Yeah, could be. That's what we would do at McFarland.
I think this is how a bunch of them have already been funded.
There you go. That's what we used to do at event exclusives with McFarland. Is we had tight limits the first 2 days, but because it would be like a Thursday, Friday show, and I wanted to make sure we had some for Saturday, right? For the guy or gal who worked all week, came first thing Saturday morning, the first chance they could. For me not to have any for that guy or gal, that's not good. But if we got towards late Saturday, we'll relax those limits a bit. We want to sell out. And then Sunday, it was Wild West, right? As many as you want. We tell the dealers, you can come through the line daily and get the daily limit. But if we have some on Sunday, come on down.
Yeah, bring the wheelbarrow.
Everybody's had a chance by Sunday. If you come Sunday afternoon and we're out of your Barry Sanders exclusive, that's on you, man.
Joe Self's got a good question for the group. Did anybody order any Bats or Alley Vipers this week? Bats and Alley Vipers did pop up at all your finer online retailers for pre-order. Mark Weber, how about you, man?
Yeah, I don't get any deal out of this free plug, But my online toy guy of choice is Big Bad Toy Store. Always had fantastic success with them. They package everything really well. Their pilot loot system is great. So I actually saw it dropped it, I think at Entertainment Earth first.
Mm-hmm.
And I went, you know what? They'll have it at Big Bad. And sure enough, they did a little later
within
in the day.
30 minutes. Yeah. 30 minutes later.
And Big Bad is usually just a little bit more expensive, but never, ever had a problem with any of my stuff. They don't cancel my pre-orders like Target. So yeah, I'm in 3 of each.
What's important is
you're
you're not bitter.
They're the ones who are bitter. Lost a customer for life over 2 Cobra Vipers. But yeah, I'm in for 3 of each. If it's a troop builder, I try to get 3 of each. So off I go.
Excellent. I think we got a barbecue for you too.
Nice. See, that's what I need to. I need to rely on the kindness of friends for my.
You've relied on the kindness of Rack Time Rob, right? I believe it.
Nice.
But you were. It was while you were off on your Caribbean escapade, so we didn't want to send you a text or anything because that would have cost you about $85.
Yeah, I got nothing. Nothing was coming through. But I not to pat myself on the back, but dig it. I didn't come back purple. So.
I mean, you had a whole boat you could stay inside on, so.
Dude, I was climbing Mayan ruins in Cozumel. So.
Joe Colton, pre-orders, anything.
Alley Viper.
All right. No bats?
But not the bat.
No robots?
Not a big bat fan.
Wow.
I can see not wanting a whole bunch, but wow, not even getting one. I appreciate you sticking to your guns.
I mean, wow.
What's your favorite robot figure?
That's just a good-looking toy. I can't believe you didn't get one.
A Borg? No, they're not robots.
They're androids.
Right. I'm trying to think straight. Is there
cyborgs.
any straight robot that you like? R2-D2?
Yeah, he's funny.
Moving on. I went to Big Bad Toy Store as well. I have one of each coming on pre-order there, and that's
Just
all
one?
for right now. We'll fill in the blanks later. It's with too much money flying around this week for broke ass me. I know this stuff doesn't come due until spring or summer. Whatever, we'll deal with it in a couple of weeks. It's still gonna be there in a couple of weeks. But Forum Icebreaker, does it have real rubber wheels? I don't believe so. Nothing's been said about real rubber wheels, so I don't believe the Skystriker has real rubber wheels.
That'd be cool, though.
Glad the revealed figures will all be carded. I think that it's the redoable clamshell, right? You can take them off and put them back on, right?
It's
Look
just
like
those. Did they show that for Ace and Wayne and Ruthel? Okay.
Yeah. They are individually carded, and if Scarlet and Ripcord happen, they will be individually carded. And if Ketchup and Mustard happen, they're going to be on a 2-card.
I think that's great because, they're display items, right? They really will be as limited as this run is. So it's a whole lot better than getting them, in a poly bag.
I mean,
I got rare figures.
If Ketchup and Mustard happen, they're going to be the stars of our Instagram account, right? Like we will have Ketchup and Mustard everywhere.
Yeah.
French Mustard Golden and Heinz Ketchup Hunt will be the stars of the What's on Joe Mind Instagram account at What's on Joe Mind. Let's see. Does the Skystriker have a crumb catcher? I don't know what that is. Do we think the next project is a playset or a vehicle? You know what? Let's fund the first one before.
Yeah.
I'm not jinxing this. No, thank you. I appreciate that question, but I'm also a little superstitious at this point.
Ask me in 4 days.
Right.
I can tell you what the next project is if it doesn't fund.
In 4 days and 90 minutes. Yeah, we'll have a better idea.
Yeah.
Not right now.
Do the card backs have character artwork, or are they just the generic blast bag shown in the mock-up? I thought I saw something about artwork, but don't take me to 100% task on that. I thought I read that, but I've read so many things about this project in the last couple of days, I'd have a tough time pointing you to the right place. So keep an eye out. At best I can tell you.
I'm gonna guess no.
How should Hasbro roll out more waves of O-rings? Any ideas on character selection? Well, what do you think, Mark? Yeah, what do you, I mean, Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow are going to happen, right? So
Yeah.
they've committed something to this O-ring deal. Skystriker or no Skystriker, there's going to be more O-ring figures. So, Mark, you're the former head of marketing for G.I. Joe. How should Hasbro roll out more waves of O-rings?
Well, if they're on hiatus means done. So since the modern styling is done, and I think did reasonably well for Walmart. I'm sure Walmart is looking for something that's exclusive to them, and I assume that's what they do with it. That they would go and continue that pretty successful Walmart partnership and make the retro O-ring characters available there. And I mean, they were only doing 2 at a time, and what, 6 a year, maybe. So I think they probably but I bet they want to continue that. They certainly want to preserve the shelf space at Walmart, and Walmart will certainly take it, especially if it's exclusive. So
it's a dwindling figure, but Walmart is still the biggest toy retailer in America.
Yeah, and just think about the overall shelf space for toys at brick and mortar. So I bet it goes to Walmart. And if it got bigger than that, if they could say, look, Walmart, you get these guys exclusive, but we're going to open it up to other people as well. You can cut it any way you like. The one thing one of the first things I learned on Transformers when we were coming up on 30th anniversary.
In prayer.
When we were coming up on the 30th anniversary, my concept was great. We can redo the year 1 guys, right? Because that's who it's the 30th anniversary of. But that was when I was brand new. And looking back on it now, that's also because that's what I liked, right? Was the very first year. So as much as I'd like to see a retro set of O-ring figures celebrating the original, the 013, right? I think you really want to play the hits over the history of the brand, and that's what we ended up doing with the Thrilling 30. Was we did have some of the original guys, but we also had some Beast Wars guys in there. We also had some Target Masters, and we celebrated all 30 years. And I think that's what you'd probably want to do with this is, get some of the really vintage guys, but get some of the guys from the middle too, and some of the guys from the end. And I will beat this drum forever or until somebody listens. But G.I. Joe and Transformers, those brands, one of the big reasons that they were big hits is that they had brand new characters every year. So you want to get the collecting community's attention, put out an O-ring figure of a brand new Joe, right? It shouldn't, and this is not a slap, this is a salute, right? It shouldn't just be Carson who's doing new G.I. Joe characters, right?
Right.
Come on. New characters. That's important to the brand. And I know there are so many great options to pick from on both of those brands. 500 Joe and Cobra characters to pick from. Great. But at some point, we all really dug Torpedo because he was brand new and he was the first Frogman, right? We loved Gung Ho, like, oh my God, he's not wearing a shirt. Look at that tattoo. You can't tell me the designers don't want to make a brand new guy that they can point at and say, see that right there? That's my guy. I made that.
Who was the last figure that they made officially? Was it Helix?
No, because I did Tombstone. Tombstone was
Tombstone?
Yeah,
but,
and Bill Nedro's character. And
Stiletto. Yeah. And then we also did an homage because I wanted to get Shooter made.
Yeah.
Because they'd never made shooters. So she was I don't know if she was a new character, but it was the first time she ever got a figure. So those are the one. Well, we did. I'm blanking on his name. Gary's figure.
Puggles. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sightline. So yeah, we did a couple new ones. Now I wouldn't. There are so many great hits to play that I wouldn't go nuts and go, here's a line of all brand new characters, right?
One or two.
But you gotta have some.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Rant over, but you'll hear it again.
Right. Probably next week.
Tune in.
Same bat time. Same
right.
Viper Scout did the homework for us. Emily said that the commission knew artwork for all of the figures. So there you go.
Very
okay.
Nice.
I'm impressed.
Cool.
Cobra female officer. People were excited about that thing.
They were. I'm still waiting for my head.
I'm still waiting for her to have a mask on. Cobra female officer was the first person who refused to wear a mask.
We wore masks.
You wear the mask, sheeple.
I think that's about
it.
I think that's about it on that. I'm flipping through this as fast as I can, so forgive me if I miss you. But let's go ahead. Let's move on to what we got in.
Okay.
Mark, we've started with you all night, so let's go to Joe Colton, who's been gone for about 8 months.
Hey,
what has Joe Colton gotten? And while she's digging it all up, I'll remind everybody, please, if you're watching this on YouTube, please like our video, subscribe to our channel. Now that more folks are tuning into us every week, we're actually our subscriber level is starting to, as far as who's watching the video that's subscribed, that level is actually starting to come down. So if you're joining us, if you're going to waste 2 hours every Friday with us, go ahead, subscribe and join in on all the fun, and follow us on our various social media channels down below. If you're following us on Facebook tonight, go ahead and give us a thumbs up, give us a heart, give us a huggy guy, hell, give us an angry face if you want to. Interaction is all that matters. So please just go ahead and fire away with some kind of emoticon reaction if you're on Facebook. And Joe Colton, back to you.
Yes.
What'd you get in?
So very strange. I got another set of these figures sent to me.
Nice.
Randomly. But I already had them.
Okay.
And then I ordered a figure from Walmart that was not at the Target for Eternals. Where is it? Look at that crinkle.
Did they send it in a bag?
They did. Walmart. Ah!
Which one is that?
It's Ajax.
Okay. Riddle me this, Joe Colton, because I managed to see Eternals last week. How come the two most recognizable actresses of the Eternals, Angelina Jolie and Salma Hayek, aren't part of the regular line?
What do you mean? Like the toy line?
I looked on the back and they weren't listed.
So some of them don't have the rest of them on their file cart. Like it's just their story.
Okay. So that is I didn't recognize the name. That is Hayek.
Yeah.
Okay.
She has. So she is the short one.
Okay.
So, Angelina Jolie is in the regular box, and there's a couple that come with there's two of each. So.
Okay. All right. I looked at the back, picked up one, and looked at the back, and it listed off 8 of the characters, and not those two, and I'm like,
how? Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
But
what else you got, Joe Colton?
Okay, and then I got a TARDIS.
So if you're keeping score at home, this is the 1700th different franchise that Joe Colton is a fan of.
And it plays It does the light.
Mostly because he fights robots.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So I got that.
Charlie Garrison has some insight for you, Mark. Ajax is a Walmart exclusive, and Thena is a Target exclusive.
I
So
didn't
they're
know
not so they're not mentioned on the backs, on the common backs. At least.
So I guess
Charlie Garrison with the save, ladies and gentlemen.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
I didn't know that. Yeah, but I could only. That makes more sense now. I could only find her on Big Bad Toy Store or like eBay and then Walmart. I was like, how? I didn't know that. Thank you. And then the last thing I got was a Castle Grayskull.
Does it light up?
No.
Next week, Joe will be showing off all of her ornaments from Garth Marenghi's Dark Place.
Right.
But it's cool because it like entire like dragon.
No.
Does it have furry shorts?
Oh.
Even better.
You know, I'm not a He-Man guy, but Grayskull is always kind of 2D. Even the toy didn't look like a full castle, right? So I like the squareness of it. I give it that. It's got some bulk.
It's got like really good detail too.
Look at that parapets. You don't see parapets like that anymore.
All I'm saying, it doesn't have the little trapdoor that Beastman falls through in the commercial. So
it does.
Man. Does it have a portcullis?
What else we got, Joe Colton?
That's it.
Mark Weber, what'd you get in?
I got nothing.
Nothing.
I was out of town.
That's all right. You got a cruise, man.
Yeah, I was on a boat, and I was at Disney World. So.
Oh, wait, and you didn't get anything from Disney World?
The kids spent all the money.
Yeah, Joe. You see, Mark has children. He is not a child himself.
Yeah, good
How
news.
Jerry.
Elizabeth got her black belt in shopping this week. Whew.
Did you guys know?
He's right.
Oh, stop!
Whoa. That was like the voice in the Muppet sketch when they're in the hospital.
Right.
And they all
tune in next time.
So I did get a bunch of stuff at the beginning of last month when I went up to Legions Con. So Mythic Legions, I got like 3 figures. So.
All right.
There you go.
But they're put away. They're expensive.
Well, I mean,
you got all so you hid them?
It's just it's all buried under Christmas stuff. She just can't find them. But I'm with you, Mark. I didn't get anything in either this past week. Look, there's too much money flying around right now, and I had to work weird hours, so I was all off. I
got this. Does this count? I got my Nexus card. Ooh.
Oh, look at you!
What is a Nexus card?
It lets you shoot over the border, no problems.
All right then.
Joe needed one last week.
I actually don't. They asked us for if we wanted to do their like premiere, something above a Nexus, and I was like, nope, you don't need my fingerprints.
No, thank you.
Yes, it's her regular Christmas card.
No, it's the book.
So the wrist lock is going to stand off camera and have a different discussion, and he's not going to pop in for a walk.
Can you
join the Christmas spirit, Wes? It's Chris West.
Ah, humbug! I don't like Christmas.
You married the wrong girl, Wes.
You're not wrong there.
It's all right. We got to balance that out, I guess.
It's like a Christmas card.
Oh.
We should do a Christmas card like this. Stop touching things.
I'm gonna touch whatever I want.
He's like touching the ornaments. Like, what are you doing?
Where's the button?
Really?
Yeah, really.
It's the button. It's the button-looking thing, Wes.
Big button.
I didn't see the button thing. Thank you very much.
All right. Look.
We're online. Oh my god.
I was invited here.
I don't know where it is either, so I'm helping you as best I can.
I was invited here, so I'm adding my form of entertainment. It's
right.
Not Joe related.
We're in the what we got in part. There's we're in the what we got in segment. There's the business is done. You're fine, Wes Whitlock. You're fine.
I even told them how I mucked up at Customs when I told them I have a new husband.
Oh yeah, I'm the new husband.
Right.
Yes.
We don't talk about the old husband.
No.
Nope. Carol Baskins ate him. My work here is done.
He
And,
actually
like,
brought her up, and I was like, I don't know if I made it up to Canada. And the woman was like, "You mean the lady that killed her husband?"
Yeah.
She's
Yeah,
like,
that made it to
"The Lion
Canada.
King guy? Yeah, got it.
It's Canada. They have cable.
Well, it was on Netflix, so
Whatever. They have broadband.
yeah.
But all they watch is old SCTV reruns.
Right?
Look, if that's all they were watching, I'd go live there.
Yeah, so good. And Trailer Park Boys.
I don't know that at all.
After a few years, got meh.
Yeah.
But I grew up with guys like that, so meh.
Fair enough. Hence, husband number one.
Right. Letter.
Oh.
Have you watched Letterkenny?
Yes.
No.
But that's another one that I'll say it was really good at the beginning, and now it's kind of meh.
Yeah, I heard
Let-
season 9 was
The last few seasons I thought have been pretty flat.
Season 9 of anything has got to be kind of meh, right?
Look, like they did their run on Canadian television, and then Hulu said, "Hey, do some episodes for us." So I think they were done,
yeah.
and then all of a sudden the band had to get back together, and
Yeah.
they're doing their best. Like they're trying, but
But
it's
there's
just kind of
nothing left.
it's just kind of gone, right? The magic is just it is spent, and there you go.
I think John Cleese said that Python was done by like their third year, right? Like all the sketch ideas were the combos of two sketches from the
why
first
he left.
2 years. Yeah.
That's why I left.
He took his briefcase and silly walked his way right on out.
Shout outs, Joe Colton.
I'm gonna shout out to my folks
Hey.
and the Canadian customs people.
This is why you got rude treatment by the U.S. customs people, because you don't shout out for them.
Well, I was trying to be a good citizen and show them that I was vaccinated because they said that they were going to ask, and I printed 3CP Moscow television. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I do not see this stuff on 3CP2.
Hey, Yorgi. Anyways.
So my mom and dad, Wes, and Margaret Cogan for helping me with this room today.
Oh, Margaret, we're so sorry.
She
Margaret.
too loves the Christmas.
Look,
Yeah, but she's
look,
gonna have
I
a
love
sore-
Christmas too, but good God, woman.
So
Yeah, it's
So
hard
why-
enough to it's hard enough to decorate your own house. To decorate somebody else's house?
That is a true friend.
yes, so I'm obsessed with this guy, right? She's obsessed with snowmen.
Mm,
There is a tree of just snowmen in her house.
all right. That's okay. Look, this is a podcast
Yeah.
about people collecting kind of strange crap for adults to collect. So,
Yeah.
sure,
Oh no, she's got multiple trees as well.
Christmas tree full of snowmen, great.
And then she's got another, like she's got multiple trees. So
I mean, I love all the lights myself. I think
Yeah.
that room is wonderful. So I'm going to tease you about it.
it brings me peace.
But make no mistake, it brings me joy to see it.
Oh.
Now. But when does it come down?
So usually I do it mid-November, like Thanksgiving week, that week. And leave it in until the middle of January because of like Orthodox New Year and stuff.
Okay.
So
That's
by the end of
reasonable.
January,
See,
it'll be-
that's the part of it. That's why I don't decorate a whole lot at Christmas. Because I know the first year I would put it up around Thanksgiving and take it down after New Year's.
Uh-huh.
And then the second year I'd put it up around Thanksgiving and take it down somewhere around Easter. And then the third year I'd put it up around Thanksgiving and it would just stay there.
Yeah.
It
So
would just
there's a
be there all the
person-
time.
there's a couple that live 3 doors down across the street, and they have their tree up year round. It is
Wrestling legend Mick Foley has a Christmas room in his house.
Yeah.
Not crazy. That sounds lazy, right? Like,
See, that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't decorate a whole lot at Christmas.
So
we always
go ahead.
Oh, we always put ours up day after Thanksgiving, right?
Okay.
Much because that's to me legitimately the start of Christmas. Now you've got a bunch, so you need to start early. I'm totally cool with that. We got one tree normally goes up the day after Christmas or the day after Thanksgiving because I'm not doing Black Friday anything ever. So yeah, that's the day. But we were out of town all Thanksgiving week. we don't have our tree up yet, and we're gonna be gone. We're having Christmas in Phoenix, so I can get sunburned. You know, the gift that keeps on giving. So now we're like, how much do we want to decorate? We're not even going to be here.
I mean, now in fairness to Phoenix, you would get sunburned from the lights on your Christmas tree.
Yeah, it's probably true.
Yeah.
So the insanity with me is I take off the hooks off of each ornament and put them back on each year.
Yeah, I don't need to hear that anymore. Mark Weber, shout outs.
Oh, shout outs. Hey, since we're talking holidays, to our members of the tribe, happy Hanukkah.
Yes.
And two of my favorite gals that I work with at McFarland Toys, Jen Cassidy and Rachel Van Northwick. Wish them a happy Hanukkah.
Very nice.
And that's it.
That's all.
Oh, and a special shout out to the ride attendant at the Rock and Roller Coaster at Disney World, who decided that my shoulder restraint, think the big V that comes over your head, wasn't down far enough and clicked it one lower, which bent my back. And then I rode a roller coaster, twisted into a pretzel, and limped around Disney World for the rest of the day. So thanks for keeping me from flying off that coaster.
Clearly it was a concern.
But boo for making me cripple around the rest of this week with a bad back. Happiest place on earth.
See, Snake Eyes Declassified. He's got this down. It is different if I decorate the tree for each holiday.
All right,
there you go. Now he's got that.
I'll give him that. Fine. But yeah, happiest.
Whole lot of collecting.
Man.
Like I fill a tree of just Marvel, DC, Star Trek, like Star Wars, Disney stuff. Traditional Christmas, like it's a lot.
Where's the Red Ninja tree?
I didn't realize each tree was themed.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Mark, it's a mania.
Wait, are Marvel and DC on the same tree?
No.
Good.
No.
Although Maggie pointed out I should probably separate my Star Trek tree from DC Comics tree. She's like, you should have just a Wonder Woman tree. What is wrong with you?
Yeah, having the one time I've seen Joe Colton's house was around Christmas time, and whatever she tells you, believe it.
The Santas aren't out yet, just the two in this room.
She's not a good enough liar to cover what madness lies.
Are those two Santas the most important, or were they the closest to the door in the Santa storage department?
They were they were in a box with other things. Okay. And the big tall one was the closest to the door. So
do you think Big Santa taunts the other Santas who are still packed away at night?
Yeah. No. I mean, this is Big Santa's second trip on the show.
Yeah.
his creepy ass came to visit us last year.
I have another Big Santa that has a tree.
And Racktime Rob here to help you out a little bit. DC did have the Star Trek license in the 80s and 90s. So
true. Hence why they're on the same tree.
If you've got 80s and 90s era Star Trek ornaments.
I do.
Those are DC.
Yes.
My shout outs, of course, Racktime Rob, the fourth member of the team here at What's on Joe Mind. Oli the Rock. I showed some old video to Rob of Ole Anderson in action last week. I think that was the first time he had ever watched Ole, the cranky old man of the Four Horsemen, in action.
You can call it that.
No, it was from Starcade '85, so he was still had a little bit left in the tank at that point. And he was teaming with Arn, so I mean Arn makes everybody look good. So
Yeah, that's true.
you know, but Torpedo Mike's right. Big Santa needs a What's on Joe Mine t-shirt.
Good idea.
But give a shout out to our sponsors at Kokomo Toys. Let's gather together and sing the theme song. Joe Colton, we're listening for you this time. But Kokomo Toys. Kokomo Toys. All right, there we go. Good job. Good job, everybody. Round of applause.
Let's get Wes in here next week, and we'll do a barbershop quartet, Kokomo Toys, for Joe's birthday. Does Wes sing?
No.
No.
Can he carry a tune? He's got a week to work on that.
Just spot him a bucket. But give a shout out to our watchers, our viewers. If you're watching us live, thank you for joining us tonight. And from what I can tell in the live stream every Friday night, if you're catching us on recording, we appreciate you too. One more time, thanks for hitting that like button and subscribing to our channel. Be sure to leave a comment down below because that's what YouTube cares about the most. If you're on Facebook, give us some kind of a reaction. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a heart. Give us a huggy guy. We love huggy guy because, again, interaction drives all the metrics. So the more you guys interact, the better we're going to do. And you guys are champions as it is. But, hey, it's just a click. Just click away. Share us wherever you go.
And as
we
always,
really appreciate that.
If you're hate watching us, click on that dislike button.
No, we don't want the dislike button.
Yeah, at least it's honest.
I guess it just seems kind of dumb.
I'm just saying. You need faces and heels. As long as they care.
We're not booking a wrestling federation.
As long as they care, Mike.
I guess. I mean, if we were booking faces and heels, I'll be the heel. I've been playing that part for 10 years. But give a shout out to our good buddy Hooded Cobra Commander 788. Made his triumphant return to the YouTubes last week. It's nice to see everyone. Well, it's nice to see you too, man. You were gone for a long time, and we missed you.
Yep.
But give a shout out to my co-hosts Mark Weber and Joe Colton. We are a family again for the first time in about a month. So it's not something we've been good at a whole lot this fall, but that's the way it goes sometimes. We got lives, we got jobs, and we got lots of stupid crap that keep us away sometimes. But that's okay because we'll still be there at the end of the tunnel and on the other side.
Yes. Back, baby.
And, same thing for everybody out there. If you're having a tough time, be sure to let somebody know about it. Somebody out there cares about you.
Not me.
Oh!
The wrist lock does care, but he's trying to get himself booked as a heel.
Right.
But I'm the top heel in this Fed, sir.
Yes.
I am.
He's trying to get over.
You can go
for real.
Oh my God. Get up.
You can go fight for the Intercontinental belt, sir.
Oh.
Cruiserweight title. Thank you very much.
There we go.
Whatever. Well, he is
about to get canceled.
he is EWA Hall of Famer and
That's
four-time Cruiserweight champ, Wes Mercer. So
And white bread baby face. Come in here and kick Mike in the face.
Come
We're in
get
the heel.
back.
Why would I want to kick Mike in the face? We're going to form a super heel faction.
Oh, nice.
there you go. See, now that works.
You're in the Christmas room. No violence in the Christmas room.
All the violence in the Christmas room.
Is that a rule?
This is a champagne room.
Hey, and while we're doing, go ahead.
I'll Venmo you $5 if you super kick Santa.
Don't you dare!
That is
So
never
good.
going to be enough. I live here.
That's
He's
all I
not
got,
even-
man. I'm sorry.
He's not even that tall. You could take that head clean off.
Look, I could probably super kick Santa.
It could be.
Like,
Hey,
that's-
cheap plug, because I forgot about it until now. My side hustle, Eternal Baseball, launched season 2 this week on Tuesday. So if you like baseball, and I don't know if the billionaires and millionaires are fighting in real baseball and locked out, check out eternalbaseball.com. The best baseball ever. And we'll have our first podcast of the new season this Sunday night at 9 Eastern.
Hashtag Free Willie Randolph.
Free Willie Randolph.
No lockouts in Eternal Baseball.
Nope. Gee, it's so weird how the second season launched right as they were locking out real baseball.
Strange.
Marketing.
Strange. Your 2022 season is a little early, but whatever.
Yep, we're off and running. Here we go.
So for my co-hosts Mark Weber and Joe Colton, I'm Mike Irizarry. Remember, if you have the extra money, if you got it laying around, go get yourself a Skystriker. If you already did and you still got a little bit more, go get yourself another Skystriker. You'll make it back.
Send us to Joe.
Want to thank you all for...
Wait, she'll trade you a Scarlet and an Akiko figure
Right.
for
a Scarlet and a Kiko and a tree with some Star Trek ornaments on it.
Right. I still can't believe Akiko didn't die.
I know, right?
What?
It's so weird she's still alive.
Man.
But
Now she's canon.
She'll be back in the sequel.
So bad.
that's so unfair to do as I'm trying to wind it up. Wow. Okay, but for my co-hosts, Mark Weber and Joe Colton, I'm Mike Irizarry. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Remember, if you have not done so already, get yourself vaccinated. If you're eligible, go get yourself a booster. There's still lots of COVID out there. Wear a mask when you're in a crowded public place. Take care of yourself. As our friend Vagon says, stay safe, and if you can't, be careful. But thanks for joining us here on What's on Joe Mind. Have a great rest of the weekend. Happy Hanukkah, and yo, Joe. I'll find it. I'll find it.
Will you?